This is the story of a man named Roger. Roger is a famous thief from Norway. But don't make the mistake of thinking he's just any ordinary thief. He has some rules of his own which he follows while stealing. The first rule is that whenever Roger is about to enter any house, he studies it thoroughly first. Second rule, he never stays inside the house for more than 10 minutes. Third rule, he wears a full body protection suit. Cover hands, legs, and face so that no DNA trace is left anywhere. Till date, brother has not left any evidence of any theft. Rest this theft work is part-time. By day, Razor works as a headhunter. This means he selects top-level people for big companies. He is quite good at this work. He is also famous and is counted among the rich people of the society. But the problem is that despite Roger having a good income, his expenses are not under control. He spends a lot of money on his wife Diana. He feels that if he keeps giving expensive gifts, his respect will remain intact. Diana has her own art gallery. Yet, Roger continues to steal and sell paintings quietly. But Diana wants one more thing. She wants a child now. But Roger was not ready to become a father yet. From the outside, their marriage looks absolutely perfect. But nothing is perfect from the inside. We then see Roger meeting another girl, Loda. He often met Loda after dropping Diana off at the office. But when Loda said that she would come with him to the dinner party today, Roger ended his relationship with her, saying that she was doing too much. On the other hand, Roger suspected that Diana was also having an affair, but he does not know who that person is. Roger's work as a headhunter is also not normal. When he interviews a rich candidate, he doesn't just ask job-related questions. He asks her about her home, family, and paintings. He collects all this information so that he can discreetly select the target for the next theft. One day, he interviewed a man named Brog. He came for the position of CEO of Pathfinder Company. Razor rejected him for the job, but decided that Brog would be his next target. Razor doesn't work alone. He has a partner named Ove. Razor always talks to Ove from a pay phone, so no one can trace him. Ove works at a home security company. This is why he gets access to alarms and digital locks. He would silently turn off the alarm from the company's server and open the lock. Now, with the help of his friend, Razor easily entered Brog's house. Once inside, he removed the original painting and replaced it with a fake copy he had made using a high-quality printer. It was impossible to see the difference. Razor left within 10 minutes. Ove locked the door and deleted the computer's access history. No one knew that someone had come inside the house. Ove knows where Roger hides the painting in the car. Before dawn, Ove removed the painting from the space above the rear glass window and gave it to the Swedish buyer. Also took my 20% cut. That painting was sold for approximately 1 Indian rupee lakh, out of which Roger got a total of 8 Indian rupees lakh. But even this much money was not enough for his lifestyle. One day, Diana introduces Roger to Klaas, a Dutch man, at the opening of her new art gallery. Klaas is a former director of a large tech company. Roger immediately thought that maybe this might be useful for the CEO I was looking for. In the middle of the party, a famous detective Breda arrived there. He was recently investigating a case of painting theft. Seeing him, Roger got a little scared. Back home, Diana told Roger something very important. He told that there was a famous painter named Rubens. His painting was stolen by German soldiers in 1941. She disappeared for years during Hitler's reign. Now that painting is in the apartment of that same man, Klaus. That painting was given to Klaus's grandmother by a German soldier. Now Klaus wants Diana to verify the painting. Now Diana told him that if that painting was real, then it could be worth crores. Very good, said Roger, smiling. The fellow is lucky. But deep inside he was very excited. He had found his next target. Now he has to break into Klaus' apartment at any cost. That night, Razor called Ove from a payphone. Ove was busy with his girlfriend at that time. Still agreed to meet the next day at 1 p.m. The next morning, Roger and Diana had an argument. Even after 7 years of marriage, Roger was not ready for a child. Roger said irritably that friend, "We'll do it some other day. Now I'm going to do some good work. Let me go." Roger now visits Ove in a lonely apartment near the forest. Now both of them made a good plan. Ove will make a fake copy of the painting and sell the original in Sweden, as always happens. Razor will have lunch with the class on Monday and will find out everything about his house when he interviews him for the CEO job. At first, Ove refused. He wanted to spend time with his girlfriend. But when he found out how much the painting cost, he agreed. During lunch, the class did not immediately reveal their personal details. Later, he called Roger to exercise with him. After the workout, when the class got tired, he slowly started explaining the details. The class was divorced. He also had no children. He has only one dog at his home in Amsterdam. He had been in the military. There were also marks of old injuries on his waist. Actually, he was in the Special Forces, and his unit used to track missing people. He began his corporate career only after leaving the military. This company also actually made small GPS transmitters which are used to track people. After the conversation was over, Klaas said that I will first go to Amsterdam. Then I will come back here after a few days. When Roger came home, he found a note from Diana. She had written that she would be late today because she had a meeting with a client. The next morning, Rocker began his plan. Ove unlocked Klaus' apartment using the company's server. Roger quietly entered the apartment, just like he did every time, and quickly found the painting. The original painting was removed and replaced with a perfect replica. Everything turned out to be absolutely perfect. When he was finished, Razor paused for a moment. Then his eyes fell on some cute little girls playing outside. As soon as he saw that child, he remembered Diana. She wanted them both to have a family too. He immediately called Diana. He had no idea that the truth that was about to be revealed to him would break him from within. When Razor went back to Klaus' bedroom, he found Diana's phone there. He understood everything in a moment. His suspicion turned out to be true. Diana is already having an affair with Klaus. The saddest thing was that Roger used to spend all his money on his wife. He was doing this risky theft only for her. His heart broke into 1,000 pieces. Roger returned home quietly. Diana said that her phone was lost somewhere in the gallery. But Roger knew the truth. Still, he did not say anything. He himself was feeling remorseful because he too had had an affair with that girl named Lauda. That's why he couldn't call Diana out on her mistake. The next day, Razor took the class to meet an executive from the Pathfinder company. He had interviewed the class for the role of CEO of the same company. The meeting was going on, but Roger's attention was somewhere else. During the presentation, Klaas explained that his former company was building a special prison. Just 1 millimeter of this gel. It is possible to place many small GPS transmitters inside. This technology can work to track any person. The presentation was quite good. Still, Roger did not recommend him for the job. This was not his business decision. He was taking out his personal grudge. Because of his affair, Razor was so angry that he didn't want to help the class. That night, Razor called Ove. He said to take out the painting from the car and sell it immediately in Sweden. While returning home, he suddenly met Loda. Loda said that I miss you a lot. She came to him, but Roger lovingly pushed her away and reminded her that we are not together anymore. The next day during lunch, Razor told Diana in a very calm voice that the class did not get the Pathfinder job. Then he said bluntly that he would try his best to ensure that no Norwegian company would employ Klaus. He did not tell the reason and asked softly, "Did you get your phone?" This was his way of telling Diana that he knew everything. He drew a line between Diana and the class without any conflict. On the other hand, Ove parked his car at his usual spot and went to pick up the painting. He used to park it quite far away from Roger's house. But the next morning, Roger was completely shocked. He saw Ove dead inside the car. His body was bent awkwardly back in the driver's seat. Roger immediately put the body in the pit. Then his eyes fell on a small needle stuck in the seat cushion. Now everything was completely clear. Someone had deliberately placed the needle there. When he bent down to pick up a painting hidden near the back window, the needle prick must have spread the poison into his body. Just then Diana came there. She met Roger in a completely normal manner and lovingly stroked his hair. He had absolutely no idea what had just happened. Razor took Ove's body to drown in the lake. As soon as he threw the body into the river, Ove breathed a sigh. The poison hadn't killed him completely. Razor immediately took Ove to his apartment. After a while, Ove regained consciousness. Now Roger told him everything. Ove was in a lot of pain right now, both about that strange needle and about Diana and Klaus' affair. He said, "Take me to the hospital," but Roger refused. Going to the hospital meant that his crime could be exposed to the world. Roger tried to feed him milk so that the effect of the poison would reduce. While opening the fridge, Roger also picked up a weapon for his safety. But the situation went out of control. Because of his pain and fear, Ove pulled a gun on Razor. There was a little scuffle, and the trigger was accidentally pressed with the razor, due to which Ove died on the spot. On the other hand, the class was also busy at work. He was tracking someone, either Ove or Razor. He used his company's GPS technology. Soon he found Razor and attacked him. Roger barely survived. Now Roger remembered that he was from the military, and even there he used to work as a searcher. On top of that, the technology of his company, all these things together had made Klaus a very dangerous enemy. Razor realizes that Klaus has found out about the painting's theft and is hunting him for that reason. Roger immediately threw his phone out thinking that now no one would be able to track him. He used Ove's car. He also threw his clothes and wedding ring into the river. Then she put on Ove's work uniform. He suspected the tracker might be in his clothes. Then he went to Ove's apartment. There he paid the lender and hid the car in a storage shed. But still the class reached him. Now Roger started suspecting whether the tracker was inside my body. In the apartment, Roger placed some things on the table. They also had weapons. He hid that painting above the bathroom ceiling panel. After a while, his worst fear came true. The class arrived there. He was accompanied by his dog, and in his hand was the same weapon that Razor had left on the table. To save his life, Roger ran straight into a sewage pit. There was a lot of dirt there, but because of that smell, his life was saved. He continued to breathe through an old toilet paper tube. The dog sniffed with all its might, but the smell was so strong that it could not find it. After some time, a class left from there. Roger immediately ran towards Ove's car, but the car was in bad condition. The engine wires were cut. Running away seemed impossible. Then he saw a tractor nearby. He went to Linder's house to get the keys. When he reached there, he saw that the lender was already dead. Roger doesn't know who killed him. He took the keys from her pocket and started back toward the storage shed. Then the class dog attacked him. The dog bit him very hard on the shoulder. With great difficulty, Roger somehow killed the dog and left the place with the tractor. But his luck was very bad. During the rush, the tractor overturned. There was a car coming from behind, just passing him. The driver was completely shocked to see Roger. The Razor was completely covered in blood and dirt. He was soon taken to the hospital. When Roger regained consciousness, all his wounds had been bandaged. Soon a nurse brought him food. But Roger noticed something very important. 2 policemen were guarding him outside that room. Roger immediately used his brain and hid inside the store, leaving the door open so that people looking for him would think that he had already run away from there. After some time, when everything calmed down, he slowly came out, but as soon as he came out, he collided with the detective. The detectives assumed he was OV and immediately accused him of murdering his landlord, Linder. Roger immediately understood the situation and started acting as Ove so that at least his real identity remained safe. Now, the detectives started taking him to the police station. Then on the way, an officer got down from the car and went to stop a speeding truck. At this moment, Roger suddenly remembered something from class. During the interview, class talked about the new prison in which many GPS transmitters could be hidden. As soon as he remembered this, a bell rang in Roger's mind. He understood how the class was tracking him. With the help of her hair gel that Diana had applied to her hair when she left the house. Roger tried to convince the officers, but by then it was too late. That speeding truck directly collided with the police car, and the vehicle overturned and fell straight down from the road. Klaus now got out of the truck, moved forward to finish off Razor. But Roger stopped moving completely, as if he was dead. Klaus thought he was done with it. He quietly went away from there. After some time, when everything calmed down, Roger came out of the car groaning in pain. He took the key from the pocket of a dead officer and unlocked the handcuffs. Then he found scissors and a razor inside the car and shaved his hair completely. He stuffed all the cut hair inside a snack bag and also took a policeman's weapon. To hide his identity, he disguised himself as an officer and also made sure that his fingerprints were not used to identify him. Now everyone will think that Roger, whom people thought was OV, died in an accident. Tired, Roger reached the city on foot. On the way, he tried to call Diana from a public phone, but when the phone connected, he could not say anything. Tears came to his eyes. He was missing his wife very much. Finally, he returned to the apartment, thinking that might help. But while he was looking for scissors in the kitchen to cut his bandages, he came across a drawer. Inside the drawer was a pen with the logo of Klaus's company. In that moment, Roger understood everything. Loda also had a connection with the Klaus. Meanwhile, Loda secretly sent a message to Klaus that Razor has arrived at her apartment. But Roger caught him immediately. He snatched her phone and threatened her into telling the truth. Out of fear, Loda told the truth. He said that Klaus never left his old company. He still works for them. His mission is to infiltrate the Pathfinder company and steal their new technology. Loda's role was to go to Razor, become his lover, and then introduce him to the Klaus. But when Roger breaks up with Loda, the Klaus makes a new plan. This time he targeted Diana. He began to get closer to Diana by telling her the story of the painting. Gradually, he trapped Diana in his love trap. Klaus's real target was Razor, that he should make him the CEO of the company at any cost. But later, when Razor rejected Klaus for the CEO position, Klaus felt very insulted and angry. That's why he decided to kill Roger. The truth was that his company was about to go bankrupt, and stealing the technology of Pathfinder Company was his last chance. This was a matter of several 100 crores. Klaus sends Loda to see Razor one last time. Loda pretended she still loved him. During this meeting, he secretly applied tracking gel to Razor's hair, meaning it was useless for him to doubt Diana. Diana never applied gel. The Klaus had made another plan. He hid a poisonous needle in Roger's car seat so that Roger would die as soon as he sat down. But by mistake, OV sat on that seat and the needle pricked him. While telling all this, she started crying. She said she was afraid of the Klaus. That's why she's doing all this. Now she also wants to be free from him. Roger felt sorry for him for a moment. He went to the kitchen to get water for her. But then Loda attacked him. Roger tried to save himself, but when the leopard attacked him again, Roger was forced to fire the gun. Loda died on the spot. After all this happened, Roger returned home, absolutely exhausted and full of guilt. Diana came home a little while later. She was completely shocked when she saw Roger's condition. He said that you have distanced me from yourself. That's what brought me closer to the Klaus. But he also regretted his mistake a lot. She said, I love only you. It was my mistake to go to him. She even said that if you want, I will not even talk about the child. I just want to be with you. In that moment, Razor was completely convinced that Diana was never part of Klaus's plan. While Diana was cleaning his wounds, Razor also told her the truth. He told her everything about his affair with Loda, his secret life of art theft, and everything that happened with the Klaus and the police. Rajan said that for now, I will have to run away because the police will soon find out that he is alive. Till now, everyone was considering him as Ove. That's why he had some time. Diana gave him her credit card, so he would have money. But he also said that I'm very sad about this. You should have told me we don't have that much money. You made so many mistakes just to give me a luxurious life. Roger finally accepted the truth. He did all this out of fear of losing Diana. He also put off plans for a child because he was afraid that Diana would love their child more than him. After 7 years of marriage, for the first time, both of them understood each other completely. Diana dressed his wounds. After this, Roger went to the hospital where the bodies of the accident victims were kept, and at the same time Diana sent a message to Klaus and asked him to meet her at her apartment. Back at the hospital, the first thing Roger did was find a small snack wrapper. Inside that wrapper was his own hair. A GPS tracker was still stuck to that hair of hers. If it falls into the wrong hands, everything could be over. As soon as he got the wrapper, Roger quietly left from there. On his way out, he encountered Detective Breedy, but he still somehow managed to escape. Now he went straight to Ove's apartment. There, Ove's dead body was still lying on the bed. Roger immediately started work. He wiped his fingerprints from everywhere so that he would be unrecognizable. Then suddenly the door opened loudly. Klaus burst in, a silver gun in his hand. He aimed directly at Razor. But Roger was sitting fully prepared. He already knew that the Klaus would definitely come here, following the GPS signal. That's why Razor activated his apartment security system before the Klaus arrived. This meant that the video from the CCTV cameras in Ovi's office only showed the class entering, not Roger's. Then a gunfight started there. Razor picked up Ove's gun and fired. Klaus also fired his gun continuously. But there was a big twist here. Earlier, Diana had cleverly entered Klaus' apartment and removed the real bullets from his gun and filled them with fake ones. That is why the CCTV video showed that Klaus was hit by several bullets, but the frame did not show who fired them. No trace of Roger was found there. There weren't even fingerprints. Everything looked as if Klaus had died committing a crime himself. Once the danger was over, Razor immediately returned to Diana. Both of them sat in the car and left from there. Later, Razor tells Diana how he set up every piece of evidence. He cleaned the gun he had used to kill Lauda and placed it in Ove's hand. This leads the police to believe that Ove murdered Lauda, and that the gun Klaus is seen using in the final fight was the same gun used by Razor to kill Ove. Now the police had a straight story. Ove and Klaus used to steal art together. Then there was a fight between the two, and both were killed in a fight. On top of that, the class connection also got linked with the murder of Linder. All the links fit perfectly into each other. But there was a small problem. The time of Ove's death did not match the time of Klaus's death. To deal with this problem, Roger took another step. He uploaded the CCTV video of Ove's house on the internet using a VPA. Only the class was visible inside the video. He knew that Detective Bredd was the most famous. If the case continues for long despite the evidence being in front of everyone, his reputation may be ruined. That's why the detective went with this story. He announced that it was just 2 or 8 thieves who fought and died. Roger's plan worked perfectly. Now Roger's life was finally going well. Razor and Diana now truly understand each other. The relationship between the two became even better than before. Diana became pregnant. Both of them sold their big house and shifted to a simple house to make a new beginning. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.